Hi guys, I will take you to my trip to the IP school. IP school, it means Indigenous People School, in Pinalpalan, Malita Davao Occidental. If you look at the map in the Philippines, it's in the bottom of the map of the Philippines. That's where I grew up, and ever since before I became hairstylist, that's one of my dream and my plans to give back to the community, especially to the place where I grew up, and give free haircuts or any hairstyling services to those kids, because that place is a big part of who I am today. That's part of my history. So I want to take you to the place that helped to mold me of who I am today. Way back then, this area I used to walk since 1996 up to 2000 during my high school days, because I went to high school in Malita, which is the town of Malita, and every time, like every, I would say 2 to 3 weeks, I have to go back to my family to get some allowance and food, and most of the time I'm walking on that area for I would say 5 to 6 hours, because during those times there were no public transportation, and if there sometimes like motorcycle, but it's expensive, and my mom had to find money and sometimes to find money to to pay for the motorcycle, but sometimes we don't have extra money because the money that they had just enough for my allowance. So no choice, most of the time I walked on that hill there going up, so it's like up and down by myself, and sometimes I cried with I cried because I was alone. Not because I was alone, I mean, but because it's scary. During those times, that area was so quiet, but actually nowadays there were houses already around, and then there's like many people already traveling that area. Way back then, so barely. Sometimes I'm happy that during those times I feel like I was already happy if I see people walking with me, or I see people on the road. So as you can see, it's really hot and humid. That's why I'm putting my my sweater and I was like dripping sweat, and it's like hot, but that's okay. That's part of the fun journey. So that's my mom right there, and with us, my son, my cousin's son, and Chani, and the driver. So my mom had to hire an expert driver, because it's if you just randomly randomly ask someone to drive there, it's very unsafe. Right now we're going downhill. Actually, on this video right now we're going downhill. That's a very steep hill right there, and that's the area also that I, like what I said, I used to walk. So could you imagine, maybe I would say 5 to 6 hours, because I remember I usually left the house like morning, and then I got to the town like afternoon, and sometimes late afternoon. So yeah, and then right now it's nice. As you can see, it's a nice road, but still it's you have to be careful when you drive or ride there, because it's still dangerous. We're speaking Bisaya here. That's my native dialect. I I'm explaining in English. I mean, I'm trying to narrate in English as much as I can for the sake of my English speakers, subscribers. I mean, so yeah, so this is my trip going there, and that's I like to show you because this is part of who I am, part of my history. And here actually, so as you can see, this is very rough road, and I had to stop filming actually because I was afraid that my phone I would drop my phone. And still, this is part of, yeah, this is very nice place actually. If I wish I had a good camera so I can show you how nice the place is, but actually although I was planning to visit this place for a long time, but to schedule it's hard because I went back to Philippines for vacation and for one big reason to attend my sister's wedding. And this happened after a few days after my sister's wedding. So as you can see, the road is really rough there. And I was joking actually. It's like after the trip I needed massage because it's like free shake. Your body is really shaking. So yeah, we passed we crossed many rivers, and so even though I was planning ahead of time for this visit, but I wasn't sure on the schedule of my friend Marites, the missionary. She's my contact person, so I have to ask her schedules. So, and thankfully we were able to figure out the date that she was available and I was available. So for how many, like, I was planning this since 2018, I think 2018, but unfortunately every time I visited Philippines it's always not enough time. Like it's hard because usually 4 to 5 weeks, or I was lucky if like 5 weeks, if I can stay for 5 weeks including all the traveling. So finally, after many years that I've been thinking about this trip, finally it happened. So one of the reason why, I would say one of the reason, or the main reason why I want to go there, because I want to see the kids, because actually I've been helping a little. I'm not saying big, it's just a little something sometimes, so to this school in my own little way. I wish I could give more, but it's not that easy in my situation. So so I just help a little something whenever I have extra. That's why I really want to see the kids. I want to see the students. I want to see the place. And this is another dream come true, because like what I said, I was just planning about this trip long time ago, and now it comes to reality. And like what I said, very close to my heart, because this is where also my grandparents lived long time ago. Right now we're walking to the school. We have to park, I mean the truck closer, and just walk, because there's no, like, the road was really, like, there's no way we can get there through through the truck, because the road is really muddy. So as you can see, Actually, they were singing to us, and it's very. I have to be quiet so you guys can hear them.
Okay.
So they're singing like a welcome song for us.
Yan, ako nagkwento na doon.
I was surprised actually. I was surprised they were prepared. And they're so cute. And the school actually is on the hill. So as you can see, the camera was on like, where.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Wala mo na suko.
There you go. Because I want you guys to hear them because they're so cute. And I was happy that they prepared something for us, the welcome song. I'm sure they're happy that we're there and they have visitors. That's my son. As you can see, the place. Yeah, that's the school. So of course they learn like English, Tagalog, whatever, the like a normal school, but they are teaching using their native dialect, which is the Tagacaulo. I'm sure Filipinos are familiar about the tribes, Tagacaulo. There are Philippines composed of so many tribes, so Tagacaulo is one of those tribes, and I am half. I would say half. No, my mom is half
Somewhere
native,
like that.
I guess.
Can you graduate?
Oh yeah. Oh my god, I'm not sure. I would say. So she, Marites here, she's introducing me to them. Of course, in Tagacaulo dialect. I can understand Tagacaulo. I just can't speak anymore because, like, I left Philippines a really long time ago, and then also, like, I studied in town. So, like, I'm always away from my family. Marites mentioned about our difficulties during our time, and actually I was emotional when I was talking about my experiences as a student in Pinalpalan. It was kind of emotional at that moment. So I had some chocolates. I gave them some chocolates and pencils and pens. I wish I was really prepared, but unfortunately, I was not that prepared because, like what I said, it happened 2 days. I guess 2 days after my sister's wedding. So before my sister's wedding, I was very busy. So after also I was busy, and then I was trying to squeeze in the schedule to visit them. So as you can see, Actually, the floor has some holes that I wish, right there, holes that I wish some of the government officials, although actually this is a kind of private, I would say, like people, they rely on donations. I believe it's the Holy Cross school or the Holy Cross, one of their sponsors, one of their sponsors. And then here, so one of the purpose of this visit actually is to give them free haircuts. So I offered free haircuts, and then the boys are very interested, but the girls not. They want to keep their their hair long, and but the boys really into it, so they were lining up and waiting for their turn. And maybe you're wondering why I'm wearing this kind of shirt, because it was hot and humid, though that day actually it was raining in the morning, and then after also, luckily, the rain poured after I did all the haircuts. So I guess I did 7 kids, because some kids already couldn't wait, and then because it was raining, it started raining. So when after I finished 7 kids, and yeah, they were happy, smiling, and kind of curious. They're so they're so cute though. They were like, I it's a very nice feeling, because I remember my innocent days, when I was very naive. Of course, I grew up in the mountains, so those little things that you see and you learn, it's like, oh, like that kind of feeling that you're amazed of little things around you. But actually, during this time, the difference between my generation and this generations, at least, even though they're living in the mountain area, there's internet connection nowadays. Like they call it the peso, like internet, like they just put coins and they can have internet connection. Way back then, no. Never experienced that. And it was like, I felt like I was away from civilization during my time when I was young. There you go. And then it's funny, because some of the kids are like, oh, it's my turn, like they really want to get their hair done. And yeah, it always this kind of environment, and this kind of, like, how do you call that, like interaction, emotions, it always reminds me of my younger days. So this time I was done cutting the boys' hair, and I was helping Chani to do the tinsels. So the girls had also fun with their hair. So we did tinsels on their hair. Chani did some of it, and then I helped a little bit, and there you are. They're happy. They're so cute. Unfortunately, though, it was raining. This time, actually, it was really, really raining there. And yeah, and then we just ate our lunch. I was glad that they prepared something for us for lunch, and they're very accommodating. That's Marites. She's my friend, and she's my schoolmate. Shout out to Marites. Thanks to her that this dream come true. Right now, we're walking back to the truck, and it's really muddy and still raining a little bit. And that's Chani. She's the light of the trip, because she's very funny. And yeah, there's a lot of stories behind why I did this. This is just one part of my story, why I became a hairstylist and why I decided to pursue this career, not just for myself and not just for money. I know from the beginning of this career that I have a bigger purpose in life.